Welcome to Bike Bible with me, John. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to apply bar tape. Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to apply bar tape. I will be showing you the most neatest but also easiest way to follow methods on applying your bar tape onto your handlebars. You will need a couple of items other than bar tape itself to complete everything what I'm going to show you, but I'm going to show you on the table com what you'll need, and then we're going to go up on top and I'll show you how to apply it onto your bike. Okay, so now we're up top with the bike. I've prepped the bars, I've taken the old bar tape off, I've taken any residue left on, that didn't come off of the bar tape itself. That's quite common. Cleaned it all out because it's quite important for this stuff to have a good surface to make contact with the bars, so it holds in place. A good amount of pressure it sometimes means you don't really need this stuff on your bar tape, but yeah. Just to get tangents out of the way, I'm going to quickly point out that I'm not using your conventional bar ends, but I'm using the Shimano Di2 junction box for the bar ends or bar plugs. Part number is EWRS910 if you're interested in this sort of system. It just means that I've not got your normal conventional junction box lying around anywhere on around the stem. But I'm going to show you the conventional method of applying this bar tape, and then I'm going to show you how I'd apply it to this type of mechanism as well. The conventional way I'd do this is I would have this on a slight angle like that. I'd have the the sticky side on this, or around the halfway point, hovering over the end of the bars. I would then go around applying as much pressure as possible, and then I would start to swing in like so. And what this does is it almost creates like a cupping sort of. I'll put it on the side so you can see. Let me just zoom in for a second. As you can see here, it's created a bit of like a cupping sort of formation to the bar tape. This means when you're putting your normal bar ends in, it's going to fold in nice and easily. You can see it almost wants to do it straight away, in fact. Also saves creases on the outside of your bar tape as well when you're putting the bar plug in. I'm going to show you the other way of doing this, however, now. Let's zoom this back out. There we go. Right, so the Di2 method, I'm going to have the end of the bar tape meet up with the built up part of the bar end here. I'm going to put a very tight amount of pressure on there, and as soon as we've done a full rotation, that's when you want to start swinging out with the bar tape itself, and then away we go. Like so. Now, a golden rule when you're doing bar tape is you want to retain around about half the bar tape on the outside. That's the important gap to keep a hold of, not on the top. And the reason for this is if you were to maintain this a big gap on the top, you start creating like gaps in the bar tape as you get into the curvature here. So it's always important to keep your gaps on the bottom, not on the top. So I'm going to start working around now. I'm applying a fair bit of pressure on this. Some bar tape will require you to be less forceful on it. Some others you don't even get the choice, in fact, like what's a good lizard skins, for example. It's very hard to get a tight grip on. But for anything else like this sort of material, it's quite easy to maintain a good amount of pressure on here. So we're working our way up, maintaining the gap at the bottom and also maintaining a good amount of pressure on here. You don't want to do it mega strength, by the way. If you do, you will come across problems. Like you might start snapping this stuff, or even worse, snapping the actual bar tape itself. You just want to be firm with this. That's the important thing to note. So we're getting closer now towards the hoods and the shift of it sort of region. Let's remove some of that off. Still maintaining a good amount of gap on the far side and being even. Take your time with this as well if you need to. Some people can do this in a matter of seconds, but don't feel like you have to do this to some sort of record breaking attempt. Just take your time, make sure you do this properly, because there's nothing worse than undoing everything and starting all over. There we go. We're getting closer now. Now when you get closer to the hood, when you get to this, when you get a gap between here and here, this is when you want to start doing a figure of 8 with your bar tape, and there's a good reason for it, in fact. So we've looped it around. We're going to swing around the top of the hoods like so. Make sure you cover a good amount of the hood on the top there. You want to swing it back down, apply a good amount of pressure because you don't want too much around this area here, and then you want to swing it down like so, and then you just want to come back up again. And what you've done there then is you've just created a good amount of protection for that metal strip and your hoods as well, so you're not going to get any ugly gaps. Now continuing on the top here and maintaining yet again a good amount of pressure. We're sticking to our golden rule of keeping to a good gap on the outside curve of the bars, not on the insides. And flat bars can be a little bit more troublesome for creating gaps, but I'll show you a method on doing that in a second. And now you can see right here we're getting very close to the end. I'm going to flip the camera around in a moment just so I can show you how to finish this task off. There we go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to imagine there's like an imaginary line to finish this off. We want to make sure we cut the rest of this bar tape to coincide with this straight line here. So we're going to grab our scissors now, and we're just going to roughly, I'll try and show you from the opposite angle. I can't do it the other way actually. Right. When this curves around, we want to imagine there is a line about there. Oh, can you see? There you go. There's a line there, roughly speaking. So I'm going to put a rough guide in it, and then I'm going to bring it around so I can neaten it up on the other side, where it's a bit easier for me to do so. Ooh, drippy nose. Nothing new. Right, so cutting as though there's an imaginary line, but if I was to swing that around, there you go, nice and neat, like that. Swing it around, there we go, you can see a bit better now. You can see just about there. That's a nice straight line there, and I'm very happy with that. So I was telling you before about zip ties and all that, and we're going to use it now. So I'm going to just apply the zip tie through the locking mechanism. Make sure you don't apply it too far to the end and not too tight. You just want it to be holding the bar tape in place. And now what we're going to do is you want to cut with this. You want to cut around about 8 to 9 inches. And what we're going to do is I'm going to stretch on the ends here, and there's a good reason for that. Alright, so I'm going to apply the bar tape right on the very ends. That's holding in place for a second. I'm just going to use, very quickly in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just snip a little part of this off, because we don't want anything sticking out on here. Like that. And now it's stuck to my hands, the electrical tape. Alright, so maintaining a good firm grip on the bar tape, and we want to just keep on stretching the electrical tape as far as it can actually go. So still stretching it, and we've done a full lap now, so we can start applying just normal pressure to applying the electrical tape, but making sure that we're still being very neat in applying this. There we go. Just take your time with this, just make sure you do a nice clean job on this, and you always want your electrical tape to end on the underside as well. Just looks neater. There we go, and we're done. And then I'm just going to snip this off, making sure not to cut me bar tape as well. Yep, clean as always. And there we have it. So now, as you can see here, if we were to flip the hoods down, can this zoom out anymore? No, it can't. I'm just going to apply this back down here. And because I've put a extra bit of, because I've done it in a figure of 8, like a double 8 almost, it's actually added a bit of padding around the hood as well, so it's a bit softer on the hands as well. There's a bit more comfort to the hood area now, and that's where you grip mainly, I reckon, when you're out riding, unless you're racing. But yeah, I'll bring this to the side again now. There we go. And I hope you agree with me, that is a pretty clean job, and we're all done. I've done the other side earlier, so that's all it is to it. And that's everything covered for this video. Just to give it a quick sum up, make sure you take your time, make sure you get them gaps perfectly aligned around the bars. Make sure that you also use you cover half of each layer when you're going around. Don't know if I covered that in the actual video, but yeah, make sure you do. I think I did actually. Also, take extra time making sure that you cover the hoods properly as well. It's too many times where I've seen gaps poking about here, there and everywhere. Doesn't look nice, doesn't feel good either. So take your time with that area. And yeah, I think that's the only things to sum up with. So hopefully you found this video beneficial. If you have done, give it a thumbs up. If you want to keep in track or keep in the loop of any future videos coming out, best thing to do, subscribe on this channel. Click the little bell symbol as well. That will give you an alert for each time a video goes up. It's usually every Sunday. And yeah, my name has been John. You've been watching Bike Bible, and thank you very much for watching, and catch you again very soon.